Situations happen. Tell me how you feel about it. Let's talk about it. Topics of discussion. Tell me what's your view. And let's talk about it. We gon' rock the truth. Or absolutely nothing. Rock truth. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. You rock the truth. We gon' rock the truth. Or absolutely nothing. Rock truth. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. You rock the truth.
Hey yo, welcome to Rock Truth Radio. Rock Truth Radio. I am your host, Selena K. And we thank you for joining us as we rock truth to absolutely nothing at all. We live in a society today where truth before our very eyes is consistently questioned, it's criticized and altered to fit a person's ideology of God's original intent for the kingdom and mankind. We thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today on this monumental day in Rock Truth history. This week, guys, even though I am new to the WOSD platform, first of all, let me pay homage to my king, my friend, my mentor, Al Greer. Thank you, brother. Thank you so very much for providing us with this opportunity to speak on such a prestigious platform as this. So thank you for seeing something in me that was necessary for you to even think of me enough to place me on this platform. So I thank you. This is actually not necessarily a new programming. We have been here this week. We are celebrating 4 years of Rock Truth. 4 years of rocking truth or absolutely nothing. So let me tell you a little bit about Rock Truth and Rock Truth Radio. But before we get started, let's pay a little bills. Let me give tribute to our sponsors. We are officially sponsored. And if you guys are tuning in on the radio on the WOSD.com station, or you are tuned in on TuneIn app with WOSD Radio, we are also live currently on Facebook through Rock Truth, the Rock Truth page. We are live as well on my Rock Truth, my Facebook page, which is Mary Selena K on Facebook. And then we're also live on Rock Truth Radio on YouTube. So real quick, let me go ahead and shout out to our sponsors. We are officially sponsored by none other than Healthy in Space. That is Healthy, the letter N, and Space. Guys, if you are in the Maryville, Indiana area, go ahead down to 6004 Broadway. They will be open today from 12 to 6 p.m. Guys, you definitely want to check out this place. This is a Black owned business. They have herbs, they have sea moss, they have tinctures, they have skincare, they have vitamins and more, and so much more. And then starting next month, you'll get an opportunity to taste and see that the food is good, courtesy of Rock Truth Cafe. So we'll have our Cafe Adams back in store at Healthy in Space. So check that out, as well as we're building up a juice bar where we'll be able to have our smoothies and our juices and all those things to offer lawfully healthy nutrition in the area. So, yep, again, we are officially sponsored by Healthy in Space on 6004 Broadway in Maryville, Indiana. Get your herbs, get your sea moss, get your tinctures, get your skincare, get your vitamins. Shop Black owned. and so much more. They are also hiring. They are hiring, guys. So if you are looking to be employed, go ahead to email at info@healthyinspace.com. That is healthy, the letter N, space.com, where all things are healthy in one space. They have daily savings. Enjoy 10% off on Mondays with Men Health Mondays on Tuesdays, 10% off on the tea items on Wednesdays. It is Women's Health Wednesdays. Get 10% off on those products Thursdays, tinctures and tonics. And then on Fridays, it's Free Radical Friday. So you'll get 10% off there. And then on Saturdays, it is Skin Care Saturdays, guys. So make sure you take the opportunity to take advantage of their healthy and daily savings at Healthy in Space. And don't forget that sea moss is also sold there. Get your sea moss. It is imperative to be healthy out here because your health is your wealth. Your health is your wealth. We are also sponsored by none other than the Vibe Studios, guy, brought to you by VNO What You Know. And so that's where I currently am. I am inside of the Vibe Studios, man. Shout out to VNO, Ron Reed on VNO. My co-host, which you will be introduced to next week, which is Jeff Rellifer, life coach Jeff in the building, as well as Smooch. Check out the Smooch section. And then, of course, myself with Rock Truth Radio. We are officially the vibe. I love it. Let me go ahead and also give you an opportunity to get the info on joining my co-host show, Jeff Rellifer.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Jeff Relaford, and I thank you for joining me on the Jeff Relaford Show. Because listen, you could have been doing anything else today, right? But you chose on your way home from work, or if you just at home chilling, to tune in to the Jeff Relaford Show. Now, real quick, I want to say this to you. Go ahead, tell your friends and family to download the online radio box app to your Android or your Apple device. So that way you can go ahead and listen to us on the go. And what you do is from there, you type in Biggs Radio Chicago. Okay? Biggs Radio Chicago. And also listen to our sister stations in Indianapolis, Indiana, Pasadena, California, Atlanta, Georgia. And once again, you are kicking it with Jeff Relaford on the Jeff Relaford Show on Biggs Radio Chicago, the voice of a new generation. Let's go.
All right, people, we are back. I hear some feedback somewhere, King. Yep, if you can double check for me, I do hear it. I don't know where it's coming from, but I do hear a little bit of feedback. Yeah, I hear it. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's definitely coming through the earphones. So guys, I would just work through those technical difficulties, no problem at all. So back to Rock Truth and Rock Truth Radio, so that I can bring you up to speed of who we are, how we got started, and let you know where we're growing. So in 2020, uh during the pandemic, of course, where everybody's trying to figure life, right? Um, the idea popped, it sparked, I was in search of a ministry. I was in search of leadership, as we all should be. I was in search of covering, especially as every woman should be seeking, and or it should be found, or should be found, right? But I was seeking leadership after the recall of my previous leader, Dr. Cato Brooks Jr. And so I knew I needed something. I needed more. I needed substance. And so in that seeking and searching for a place in which I can call home, I realized, or rather, God showed me that I was it. I was the leader at this point until He sends the man, because that's an imperative piece. And it's no shade to women at all, but men are the leaders. And so until then, I would teach. I would be the one with the voice until um, God places me under the authority of the ministry and the king that I was to serve. And so 2020, I had enough. It was a message clearly in me, and I needed it out. I needed a platform to get it out. And so we started Rock Truth Radio. We started Rock Truth Radio with myself, Minister Willie Joyner. Shout out to you, Minister Willie Joyner, that pioneered this game with me, as well as my friend Karen Thomas. We called it KT. And so we started Rock Truth Radio. We joined up with another king, LB. And we were headed out to do this thing. And every time we went live, we had technical issues. We had problems with the show, and I don't know what it was. And so we were initially going to be this podcast on Podbean, with an audience the size of possibly maybe even 10 or 12, right? That which included our family, which was we were fine with. We just wanted to get the message of truth out there. God saw something different. And so I was frustrated. I was very, very, very frustrated with the way in which we were not getting the results that we desired. And so I go on Facebook and I come across the Radio Co app. And I'm like, okay, all right. Has anybody ever heard of this? Has anybody ever, how does the system work? This, that, and the other. And I just asked a message to a guy, shout out to CL Smooth and WBNZ Breaking Chains Radio, which is where we got our start. I came across him and I just simply asked the question, how does this platform work? And he responded, but then what I didn't know was that him and his lovely wife, shout out to Ms. Bev, they were doing research. They had their own platform and they did research, and they looked into who we were and what I had already represented out here for a few years, and they invited us to be on their platform to rock truth or absolutely nothing at all. And so that's where we got our start. CL Smooth was one of the Wu-Tang DJs, which was even grander, right? And then we went from an audience of possibly 3 to 12 to an audience of 3.1 mil. Yo, like that, sick. Like only God can do it. Like only God at this point. And so that's how we got started. And we were on there for our first season. And it was absolutely amazing. And before we got started just a second ago, I'm in studio with one of the producers of the show. And shout out to Ron. Thank you, sir, for being here in support, brother. Also part of the VAB member, I was just telling them it was difficult even placing these headphones on. I just started to cry, man. We are celebrating 4 years of Rock Truth, and it has been a minute before I've picked up these headphones under the Rock Truth umbrella and actually step foot out here to do what it is that I came here to do and say the things that I came here to say for the healing of our nations, And so, man, this year, 4 years, just about 4 years ago, 4 years ago, because that's exactly what it has been. Definitely growth. I picked up these headphones and started the mission, the co-mission, the co-assignment that is Rock Truth Radio. I'm honored. Real quick, guys, let me check my settings. Yeah, man. Okay. We're there. We're good. We're good, guys. We're good. Okay. So, so with Rock Truth, again, we live in a society where truth before our very eyes is consistently questioned and criticized, man. Everything right in front of us, we're being told the truth that we've always known, that is within ourselves, is a lie. And so all my life, I've been in search of Rock Truth. Again, my name is Mary Kennedy or Mary Selena K. For anybody that doesn't know exactly who I am, allow me to reintroduce myself now. Ain't it? We clown in the studio all the time. No, but that's always been my search. It has been just the truth. I grew up believing that we were told a lie. Just something as simple as you can be anything you want to be. Do you know what that does to somebody who's as gifted and talented as I am? That means I'm going to go out there and try to do it all, which is beyond crazy because you seriously become a master of none, right? It's great to have all of the insight into the different occupations. However, man, I was under the impression I could do it all when God is within you, and it's this one thing that you do. And I've learned that this one thing that I do is rock truth or absolutely nothing. So I've always been in search of truth. I've always been a person of truth. I don't want us lying to our children. No, they cannot be anything that they want to be. They can be who God said they are. Simply put, and sharpen and reshape the gifting that is within them. uh Through Rock Truth Radio, we actually grew our show. So we grew our show from one show a week to man, it was about 9 of them, guys. 9 of them a week. I got hosts from all over this world, man. It's crazy. We end up having even our first Nigerian host on Rock Single. So Mondays we had Rock Youth, Rock Truth, but we had the youth queens. They were about 15, 16 years old in age range, 15, 16 to about 20 years old. And they actually rocked the show. They brought it. They talked about issues that were plaguing their society because everybody has their own society growing on in their age gap and age group. And so they talked about those issues. We interviewed other youth that were up and coming in the area or around the world too, not just in our area, but around the world, those who are actually making moves and doing things. We made sure we highlighted and promoted those kings and queens of character as well. And then we had the parenting education piece because I have an organization called A Voice for Lizelle. And through A Voice for Lizelle, we provide parenting education that help rebuild the family. Like it's a guarantee. This program will help rebuild the family. So you choose. Right? You have to choose to grow God's will way in efforts for things to work in accordance to your life. And so we provided those opportunities for early prevention and correction. And then on Tuesdays, we had Rock True Beats, man, one of my favorite shows. I co-hosted that with Chris Lyon, one of the dopest MCs in our area. And that show was mad dope, that show discussed from theory to lab to life, music and the effects, the true infects and effects that it can have on our psyche, because it is one of the fastest moving mediums that we have. And it's used pervertedly. And so we kind of like talked about the music that we listen to and the music that are out there and the frequencies and the waves and how it's connected to the earth. Like, oh God, I love music. So it was one of the dopest shows. And of course, we interviewed independent artists and up and coming talent. And shout out to everybody who's on platform. Matter of fact, while we're talking about Rock True Beats, that song that you heard, my intro song, I have to shout out to Tasha Sampson. Tasha has been writing, producing, the and singing the theme songs for our shows about second season that we had. So you get that Rock True theme song, and then she's also written a theme song for our sitcom, guys. I was going to save that for a little later so the show progresses. But for our sitcom, we actually have a sitcom, and she wrote the Representing the Priestleys theme song, sung it, produced it. So shout out to you. But our original song, our original theme music was called Peculiar, and it came from Mr. Rock True Beats himself, none other than Deontay Larry. So shout out to you as well for our humble beginnings, and all the music that you heard on that platform for the most part came from his brain and his beat lab. So thank you. Shout out to you. Then we moved on Tuesdays as well. We had Rock True Science. Rock True Science with no other than our own Doc Ock. She is a chemist. I mean, and young chemist too, about 35 years old. Young little cute chemist, black queen in the area. And she provided us with this, Bill Nye Science Guy type show. And she showed us, and it was crazy because it wasn't just for children. It was actually adults that were on there fascinated about looking into science and the world around us, and how, science is not separate from God. It is him. It's a more insight and more study into exactly who God is, because you see him through everything, including nature. Well, nature is one of the grandest examples of God's. It's grand evidence of God's hand in this world. And so she provided us with the insight on science from a God's perspective, as well as one of the most important things was on how love works. And the impact that it has within ourselves as we were experiencing love, as we were experiencing hatred. And so it was such a dope and amazing show. So shout out to you, Queen. Thank you so much for assisting on platform. Then we get to Wednesday, where we had Rock Single. We had Rock Single. It's a lot of Rock Truth. Rock Truth, you just got to get with it, guys. So we had Rock Single, which was one of our number one shows. Everybody tuned in for Rock Single because everybody wants to talk about relationship, life, and love. And we had that show came out of a spinoff for the most part from a platform that I actually got started in radio on, low key. So the first time I ever spoke on a radio station was on BNZ Radio out of Indianapolis. Shout out to my boy Tyron Joe, Lord Ty is what we called him. And so he deals in relationship, and we developed a show together called Rock Single. And so we talked about mastering singleness, foundational principles in relationship, and that went from theory to lab to life. Rock true friendship. And because what greater love is this, that you lay down your lie, not life, your lie for your friend. And so we talked about those things, and it was heavy hitting, hard hitting stuff, man. And we dealt with things. One of our favorite series that we had, we did a Baywatch series. You know what I mean? We was watching Bay for the summer, And so we talked about games people play, games people play in relationships, man. Just it was though being legally driven, in a relationship. Like, you have to be legal to operate the vehicle that is another person. Like we had some crazy shows out here. Like we were doing mad dope things, and I shout out to the whole crew on Rock Single. Then we move on Thursday to the Rock True Queens, man. That show just represented queens in the form and fashion that they should be. Right now, our representation of what a woman is, what the man with the womb is, it is shabby. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in where we have grown, how far we have grown with this misrepresentation of who we are and what we came here to do, queens. I am. As a matter of fact, I'm actually preparing to deliver a message this afternoon. So if you are in the Gary, Indiana area, come through POTLBC. That is the Presence of the Lord Bible Church. And I will be there providing a message at 12:30. So if not, then tune in on POTLBC on Facebook. You can tune in on our Rock Truth Radio YouTube page, as well as the Presence of the Lord Bible Church YouTube page. But I am disappointed. But I am also here to correct what I have also had a hand into. Like I used to be a participant. So I used to participate in that culture. And so now being in it and now coming out of it, I definitely want to correct some wrongs and put us all on track to where we need to be for the betterment of humanity, for our kings, for our children, generations to come, for society as a whole, for the God we serve. And then Friday was the original show, Rock Truth. Everybody who on platform that was available just got back onto the Rock Truth show. And then we moved on to Saturday where we developed Rock Truth Fitness. Guys, we had Rock Truth Fitness. And so I actually connected with on WBNC radio. I connected with a lady named Carolyn Wilson. Shout out to Carolyn Wilson, man. We started a fitness show together initially on her platform. And then I was introduced. I lost so much weight during COVID, and it was due to the fact that I would just chisel my mind with listening to Miles Monroe. Shout out to Miles Monroe, Dr. Miles Monroe. Listening to his voice, talk about God, and then I would dance for 4 hours. Like I would dance 4 hours a day watching Kukawa. And Kukawa is a platform out of Ghana, and they came out to Baltimore, Maryland. And Carolyn Wilson, she had me come down to Philly, and we drove to Maryland, and I got to meet Kukawa and her daughter, and it was so amazing. And after dancing there, she asked me to be a instructor, and so I got my instructor's license. And boom, that was Rock Truth Fitness in a nutshell. So we did fitness shows weekly. I teamed up with a yoga instructor. I teamed up with a few personal trainers, and we provided you guys with fitness on Saturdays in the AM. And then we had Rock Bottom, where you don't look like what you've been through. I know this is exhausting, guys. It's a lot. This is why I'm trying to give you Rock True history now. You can ask questions later. But we had Rock Bottom, where you don't look like what you've been through. And we highlighted kings and queens of character who had stories of, even if they were currently growing through or they had been through things, they didn't look like it. You couldn't smell the smoke. And the host behind that was none other than Miss Sheena Gadine out of New York City, baby. Shout out to Miss Sheena. Thank you so much for all of the work that you have done. Thank you to everybody that has put in work on Rock Truth to get us where we are today as we revamp the platform in our course. And then on Sundays, we had Rock True Cafe Live, where we taught you how to prepare lawfully healthy cuisines, lawfully healthy nutrition for your body, what you believe over what you crave, your convictions over your appetite, what he said over what you say. And that's what we were pushing. People over profit. We wasn't interested in profiting money. We wanted to profit the people. Because if you have the people, you have their pockets. You know what I mean? And so you don't have to worry about that, especially if it's a God ordained business, he'll sustain. But we needed the people to understand to have the mindset of they should desire to function. And the things that you put into your body can prohibit you from functioning. One thing I love is, especially when I talk with men about functionality, is they love cars. Right? Men love their cars. It's rare that you're going to find a man who will put orange juice in their gas tank. Why? Why wouldn't you do that, guys? Why wouldn't you put orange juice in your gas tank, guys? Simply because then the car wouldn't function. Also, you lose the warranty, the manufacturer's warranty on the vehicle. You're left no other choice but to take it to a shade tree mechanic. Catch all of the gems that I am dropping right now. You know, your body is a car. It's a vehicle, rather. I like the ideology and wordplay on that. Your body is a vehicle. You wouldn't put the improper things in your body and then get mad at I love Jeep. So you ain't gonna get mad at Jeep and Dodge because you put the wrong things into your body, and then you can't even take it back to them once you do that because you have forfeited the warranty that is on your body. And so if there's an issue with anything that you have going on, regarding you, take it up with the manufacturer. Take it up with him so he can warrant your safety and warrant and protect you. So Rock True Cafe Live, we assured that you knew how your body functioned and the things that were necessary for functionality. And it's not necessarily about taste. It's not, I shouldn't have to only eat products because it tastes good. No, I need this in my body to grow. So, in a nutshell, that's all of the shows that was reproduced out of Rock Truth. Oh, no, one more Rock True Daily. I'm sorry, because it's a lot. We have done a lot, man, and I'm giving props to me today. Okay, if nobody celebrates you, you better celebrate yourself. I'm celebrating me and all the accomplishments that God has done through me. I thank God just for me being open and receptive to Him. And not chasing after the imaginations of my own heart. Guys, listen, I was cool with just being an author. Speaking of which, I am an author. Shout out to Carolyn Wilson again. I actually have a book. Lord Jesus, called Her Story, and my chapter in that is Heal, Don't Cope, man. So I was cool with just being an author. And look at everything that God has provided me once I exchanged the life I desired for the life He already had prepared. Oh my God. So Rock Daily, shout out to Jate, which was one of our first radio managers for Rock Truth Radio. And she held down not only the youth show, but she also held down Rock Daily, where she provides you with daily bread, brother, sis, daily bread, just something to get your day growing, something to break the fast of the day and keep you motivated. Right now, she's currently doing this still. She is on Facebook as Jate Michelle, the Hope Dealer. So go find her if you need your daily fix, man. She got you. But those were all the shows that were recreated out of Rock Truth and Rock Truth Radio. And man, we have climbed so far. We also have Rock True Prints, where we brand people in their image. Yo, this is a lot. We also have a clothing company called True North, who hold you down so you always know where you are. God, the original True North, the original point of reference for all things to come into eternity, man. God has provided so much through me. Like, this is an emotional day. This is a different day because I know what it took to get here. And that's for anybody that has a business that is climbing. Maybe you're just getting started. Maybe you're in the thick of it. Maybe things are changing. But I can tell you one thing. I found something that I die for, or rather something I live for. And I thank God. Because with truth, it gotta apply on both sides of the spectrum. So if I would live for it, I definitely would die for it. If I die for it, I definitely would live for it. And so I found something. He's given me something that I didn't even know I truly possessed. And I celebrate that today. I celebrate God today. I celebrate me today. Because like I said, I know what it's like to climb. I know what it's like to grow through something. And I'm not giving this up. I gave everything else up for it. The journey here, we'll grow through that very soon. You guys will get a little bit more insight of who I am, because we also have another show coming called Being Selena K. You'll get an idea into who I am, because for the most part, everybody has seen the end result. They've seen the finished product of who I am. You've seen my representative. You've seen Rock Truth. It took a while to come from behind that camera, but you've seen her. Right. But you've never gotten an opportunity to learn exactly who it is that I am. And I'm now at a point where I'm vulnerable enough and willing enough to share me with the world. So be on the lookout for that in May. That's going to be a rather dope show. And I'm truly excited about that and everything that God has to come. So today, as I sit in the Vibe Studios, man, shout out to my brothers at the Vibe, yo. As I sit in there, listen, that's to come up because I remember starting this in the living room of my home, then to going without having a home, and to now moving into a home. after 2 years, man, of being displaced, I am grateful. And then moving into our own studio. Like this is crazy. This is insane. God is amazing. And it's like once everything lines up, excuse me, once you are in agreement with God, y'all can walk together and rivers flow. Everything just pours out from the heavens. He releases everything when you are connected and aligned with him first and foremost, and then with the people that are supposed to be around you. Because everybody that's around you ain't growing. They're not supposed to. And you have to be willing to not have that emotional attachment to anything. That's one thing I learned, especially through being homeless, displaced, is that the things that I was attached to, the things that I had to have, I gotta have this and I gotta have, no, I don't. Excuse me, no, I don't. I know what I need. I need air first and foremost. I need my phone only, not just to talk to people. That's not what I need it for. I need that alongside my computer so that I can do my graphic arts. That's my therapy. That's been my therapy through this storm. Like I need that so that I can do what it is that I do, you know. Uh But the last thing I need is a bunch of stuff and things that one you can't take with you and ain't profitable either. So I've learned, I've grown through a lot of things, and then understanding preservation. It just wasn't my time yet. Oh, but now. Oh, but now. So it's on and popping. So yeah, man, we have grown through a lot. I got a few comments. Let me check it out over here. Shout out to everybody that's in the building that's watching. Yo, 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 what's going on? Jeff Relaford, thank you so much, my king. That is my co-host. Yo, thank you so much, King. Yo, we just out here. I'm just out here being today. Like normally I have like a whole bunch of like notes and stuff, and I gotta like I have to nah. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. So yo, we out here. Yo, shout out to the Black Butterfly Podcast. Yo, that's my friend. Let me tell you something. That is my friend Amaru. When I was first getting started, man, on this, that was the brother that was behind the scenes encouraging me to keep growing, keep going, telling me the direction that we needed to go in, this, that, and the other. Thank you, King. Shout out to the Black Butterfly Pod. I need to go ahead and check that out as well. Yo, it is some dope people out here, especially in the Gary, Indiana area, especially those who are also my alumni from Wirt. Shout out to Wirt. Shout out to Emerson, baby. Yeah, that's always gonna be my little home. I got to shout out to Emerson because it's exactly it's shaped and reformed who I am. And so him and Candace, and Maru and Candace on the Black Butterfly Pod doing a thing, man, and also out here reshaping culture and the mindset of what it is to be a Black woman, a Black king in society, and the things that we grow through and the things that we need for our society to function, our communities to thrive again. So thank you guys so much. Thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks for any and everybody who sees this recording even after the fact. Even after the fact, yo, just real quick before we close out, I definitely want to take us back to our sponsors, man. Like I can't do this without them. And if you are also interested in becoming a sponsor for the show, if you are interested in becoming a sponsor for this show, hey, hit us up at RockTruthRadio@gmail.com. Yo, this show is broadcast in 19 cities. 19 cities in the United States and in 2 countries. That is huge. So if you want your product out there, yo, hit me up. I'm definitely going to hit you up. I'm definitely going to shout you out, yo, and make sure that what it is that you need to say or what it is that you are selling, advertising is out there. As long as it is, for the betterment of our people in our kingdom, in his kingdom, excuse me, definitely hit me up for that. So we are officially sponsored, like I said again, by none other than Healthy in Space in Maryville, Indiana, 6004 Broadway. Yo, hey, herbs, sea moss, tinctures, skincare, vitamins, Black-owned business, and more. And I got to correct myself because I said that they were open today. They're not. It's actually Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6. But get in there, guys. And eventually, next month, we will have Rock Chew Cafe in the building where you'll get your lawfully healthy products. And then you also can enjoy 10% off Mondays, Men Health Mondays, on tea products on Tuesdays, Women Health on Wednesdays, tinctures and tonics on Thursdays, Free Radical Fridays, and skincare Saturdays. Did I mention that they sell CMOS? Did I mention that they sell CMOS? CMOS is imperative because it provides you, depending on if it's just a plain CMOS, it provides you with 92 of the 102 nutrients that you need in your body daily, guys, daily, not every month and not every now and then. We're talking about functionality, talking about the things that the body needs to grow. It needs to run on. And it's not just Dunkin', baby. CMOS, get your CMOS. It is sold in store. And then if you just mention Rock Truth, you also get a Rock Truth discount, 10% off. Tell them Selena K sent you for sure. And then we're also brought to you currently. Shout out to the VNO, the Vibe Studio. Shout out to my kings, my brothers who are assisting with building our dreams. Yo, this is dope. VNO podcast. Yo, check out Ron Reed on Facebook, YouTube. You got Redirect, Regroup, Refocused with Jeff Relaford, who is also my co-host, as well as the Smooch section. Shout out to Smooch. Get in tune. We are the Vibe. If you guys are in need of studio space, if you are in the Northwest Indiana area, you are in need of studio space, yo, we got you. If you are in need of a production team, we got you, yo. We got just different level camera setups for you to film, radio for you to go live. Yo, hit us up. You'll find us on Facebook. Search for the VNO. What you know? And so, we got about 17 minutes before we are closing out. Again, I thank you guys for joining us as Rock Truth. Absolutely nothing at all. Thank you guys for tuning in to the show again. Yo, so what's to come? What's to come? What are we looking forward to when it comes to Rock Truth and Rock Truth Radio? Well, growth. This radio show will display growth. This radio show will also provide all of the different shows that we had before in one. And then we're going to be reshaping the heart mindset. Okay? We're going to turn back the hands of time on your mindset to origin, to being back in agreement and alignment with God prior to the fall. Man, we're going to teach you how, because that's imperative here. We know what, we know who, but where we fail is how. And I know that as I grow through different worship services, everybody's focuses on something different, as it should be. At first, I was kind of like, why isn't everybody talking about the how? Why is it? Because I'm supposed to talk about it, silly. That gives me relevance and it gives me a point. That's my job. That's me. So we're gonna talk about the how. We're gonna talk about how to be cultural, how to bring about heaven as it is on earth, how to love his way and not the way in which we have adapted or reimagined as opposed to reimaging. And so I have a new co-host again. I got to shout him out, Jeff Relaford. I can't wait for you guys to meet him in the building. Yo, he is on one of the stations that we are partnering with, Biggs Radio. Yo, shout out to them. Donna Lynn, yo, this is amazing. Like, we're doing grand things in this building, kings, queens. We are doing it. And so, yeah, man, we're looking to expand this thing beyond, like, again, from one city to now 19 cities and 2 countries. I'm only grateful to God. So, yo, man, 4 years. 4 years. Keep climbing, guys. Keep climbing. Don't give up. You have something in your heart. You have something on your mind. Get it out of you. Life is not short. It's timely. And choose to live a life that is fulfilled, and a life of purpose, and a life that has joy in it every single day that you wake up. You don't have to choose to be depressed. You don't have to choose anxiety. You should pick something else. And I know the ways like, oh, you make it like it's so easy. Let me tell you something. The only thing hard in life is the things that you don't want to do. So if you want something, even if you're growing towards it, at least you're growing towards it. Crawl if you have to, roll if you have to, wiggle, woggle, whatever it is that you have to, but don't you stop. Learn to weather the storm. I've learned what success truly is. It's not the supporting evidence that the world says it is. That, okay, so you have money and you have a house and you have a clothes, or, you have people that are purchasing things out of your store. That's not success. True success is the ability to add just you and change. Can you adjust yourself? Because one thing that is inevitable is change. It's going to happen. We have 4 seasons. It tells you at least four times in the year, we're going to change some things up. Why did you throw your summer clothes away when you knew summer was coming back? We just got to rethink this thing, unless you gain weight or you lost it, you're going to still need them summer clothes, so it's no point of throwing out the baby with the bath. Okay. So at least 4 times a day, you are guaranteed change. At the very least, you should know how to make the proper adjustments to you or to your mindset. Man, I'm just thinking about all of the adjustments that God has made through me the last few years, man. I feel like, when you're trying to turn the knob on, or the television or on the radio, and you're trying to find a station, it's like a scattered brain. I feel like my brain was more so a scattering, and you just hear all the sounds, the weird, quirky sounds that are associated with it. And I thank God He found a station where I would be tuned in. Yo, it's an amazing place to be in agreement with God. So we're about to get out of here in just about 10 more minutes. Where we're growing, I did mention that we have a sitcom, guys. We have a sitcom that is going to come out. It is actually called Representing the Priestleys. It is also co-starring myself and our pastor, Dr. James Adams. Yo, shout out to Dr. James Adams. Dr. J, affectionately known as Dr. J, the comedian. Actually, I didn't mention Rock True Comedy, did I? I know, right? I didn't. We actually have Rock True Comedy. I found some dope comedians, man, in the Northwest Indiana area. And we started Rock True Comedy after we did Rock True Live. I didn't even mention that. Oh, God. We actually went from the podcast to actually having a live show with a studio audience. And for Gary, it was the first in the area. I claim that only because I did the research. I asked people, hey, has anybody ever done like anything like this in the area? They told me it was a guy back, I think, in the 70s or something like that. Still wasn't a woman, still wasn't Black. And so I claim that today as being the first Black woman in the area to produce a show like that. So until somebody else comes and take it from me, I'm keeping it. So shout out to Rock True Live, and the queens that assisted me in doing that. That was such an amazing time. But we started Rock True Comedy where His spirit meets our flesh. And what was imperative about that and the birth of the Ministry of Laughter is because, our desperate attempts to get back to God, you gotta laugh at. You gotta laugh at everything you do but obey the law. Like look at how you do things. Look at the things that you do. You go miles. You would do everything but what He said. And it's hilarious. You got to learn to laugh at yourself. You have to. I know he cracking up at us. I know he is the king of comedy. But through that, I was able to meet Dr. James Adams, Dr. J, the comedian. And when I saw him perform for the first time, I was just like, yo, there is something about him because he told the truth. He was the first comedian I saw tell the truth on stage, and then found out that he was a police officer, then found out, well, at least at the time, and then found out that he was a pastor. I was like, yo, this is insane. This is crazy, yo. I couldn't even believe it. And I mean, the choice phrase words he was using, I was like, pastor? Okay, where's your church? Sign me up. Cause yeah, no, I like this. I love Rock and Truth. So through that, we decided to write a sitcom because we knew that the representative models of family was missing from society. We had that with a few of the shows that we grew up watching, such as Cosby and Martin and different things like that. And it's crazy because that's where our inspiration for the show kind of came from. The show, the sitcom is designed to have the love of Martin, the friendships of living single, the the comedic genius of the Jamie Foxx show, and the class and classic spin from the Cosby Show, and so with this sitcom, we came across others that joined us in, and God, even at that time, he pointed out that this wasn't about the sitcom. It had nothing to do with even the representative models that was necessary for society. This was about the people who were putting this project together, the friendships that were being formed, and the maintenance of those relationships. And he wanted to see, could we work together? Could we love each other in spirit and in truth? And man, through all of the ups and downs with recreating it, we still together. I love it. I love it because, hey, that's one thing that you can't deny is truth. And when people are there for the common cause that was Christ, without ulterior motives, without having selfish agendas, they're gonna be there. And so this sitcom, centered around Dr. J, the comedian's life, as well as my own. And, we kind of just provide you with order, with structure, and with the discipline that is necessary for our families, because that's where we're having the root of our issues in society today. It is in the home. It is all stemming from the home, and it is evident in the blood that is stained in our streets. And so if we can just get order back into our homes, everything will fall into place. One thing, especially about, worldly culture, they love to deal and dwell in your symptoms. They love that. They love that. But I'm here to tell you, Rock Truth has no tissues for your issues, man. We do not deal in your symptom. We don't dwell there. We seek what is the rock true cause of this problem, and we do surgery, man. We provide a pathology report as to, hey, what is the cause of this? And we can uproot it together so that we're able to grow as a people. Because I know a lot of people say, well, as long as it's not, bothering my home, what does it matter? It does matter. Because eventually you got to come outside your house. And when you have to come outside your house and interact with people, it does have an effect on you, what it is that I'm doing, because it's going to have an effect on how, on my morality. So, representing the Priestleys, be on the lookout for that. We are going back into production in April to produce the episode and then have it out there on different social platforms. So I am extremely excited about that. Shout out to Nate the Great, which is our director and one of our primary investors into this project. I am just forever grateful and thankful. Again, one more time, before we get out of here, let me just say thank you to my mentor, to my friend, to my brother, to my king, the infamous, the legendary Dr. Al Greer for this amazing opportunity for Rock Truth for yet another monumental mark in Rock Truth history, or rather her story. You know what I mean? And so thank you for this, brother. Thank you to my sponsors. Shout out to Deontay Glover with Healthy in Space. Yo, hey, I am so serious, guys. We have got to support Black. We have got to support ourselves. We support so many other cultures that do not pour back into our communities. Go and support this Black brother, this king who's out here assuring that we have the necessary knowledge for functionality. 6004 Broadway, Healthy in Space show. Healthy in Space, guys. Go and get the things that are necessary. Shout out to my brothers, my friends with VNO, the Vibe Studios. Listen to me here, man. I was just saying to my king yesterday, like, yo, it's nothing like having friends. Like I've had some people that have come in and out of my life, but I've always been the friend. Anybody can relate to that? I've always been the friend. And for the first time in my life, I have friends. Like they like real friends. Like we support each other. We're there for each other. Yo, we are like everything we dreamed of. Like sometimes it's almost a little bit hard to take in because because you know it's almost too good to be true. It's kind of like, nah, you may do the same thing that the other people do. I get that. And so yeah, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you next Saturday. And as we continue to grow in Rock Truth or Absolutely Nothing, I appreciate you. I appreciate you again, brother. All right, guys. Rock Truth or Absolutely Nothing. It's your girl, Selena K. Holding it down. We lit. We live. We true. Be you. Rock Truth.
Rock the truth, or absolutely nothing. Rock truth. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. You rock the truth. We gon' rock the truth. Or absolutely nothing. Rock truth. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. You rock the truth.